Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The Nigeria Labour Congress threatens a nationwide strike if Tinubu's government fails to withdraw the court summons against its leader. Well, my country people, the NLC has threatened to embark on a comprehensive nationwide strike if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led Nigerian government fails to withdraw summons against the labor leaders for the nationwide mass protest over the fuel price, the school fees hike, and other anti-poor policies. The government on Wednesday faulted the nationwide mass protest embarked upon by the organized labor, the NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, the TUC, and a notice of strike by the labor unions describing it as illegal in contempt of court. The court went further to summon the labor leaders over the alleged contempt, but then the NLC on Thursday, in a communique issued and signed by its president Joe Ajuro and the General Secretary Emmanuel, after its National Executive Council meeting, demanded the immediate withdrawal of this litigious terrorism by the Federal Ministry of Justice before the end of work Friday, the 11th of August 2023. The union said it would go on a total strike across the country any day labor leaders are summoned to court by the government through the NICN to embark on a nationwide comprehensive strike beginning on Monday 14th of August 2023 if these contemptuous court summons are not withdrawn by whosoever initiated it. The union noted that it commits to the terminal date of August 19th, within which the issues around the petroleum price hike will be agreed, given the assurances of the President and the National Assembly. Hey, my country people, while commanding the national leadership and the all-state officers for the effective coordination of the protest, it urged its affiliates and the state councils, including the civil society's allies, to stay further action but to remain focused and vigilant, it also said. Well, my country people, it is no longer news that after the protest, which was the nationwide protest, which was held on August 2nd, 2023, on Wednesday, by the NLC and the TUC and aggrieved Nigerian workers over the removal of the fuel subsidy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had, engaged with the NLC and the TUC leaders in Aso Rock after the protest. They had a dialogue, they had a discussion, and this meeting is holding amid the nationwide strike, which led to the demonstrations and the protests in several parts of the country over the untold hardship brought on Nigerians by the Tinubu administration, which is barely 2 months old. Now, the meeting between the NLC and the federal government was to, come to a lasting solution to put an end to the nationwide strike and also the protest. But before this meeting, there have been several meetings between the labor leaders and the Nigerian government delegation, but it failed to yield any result. But surprisingly, we got to see that the NLC leaders and the TUC leaders, they all resulted to a dialogue process after they had a meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which suggested an end to their nationwide protests and the strike. So, it was unexpected because people really hoped that they would embark on this nationwide protest and the strike for as long as they have stated in their communique. So my country people, this is really serious. I mean, this meeting was held amid the nationwide strike, which led to demonstrations, protests across several parts of the country over the untold hardship brought upon by Nigerians by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. And several meetings between the labor leaders and the Nigerian government, yes, had failed to yield any result. They've had several meetings in the past. But surprisingly, Tinubu's government, Tinubu's administration, they engaged with the NLC leaders and the TUC leaders. And then Tinubu gave them assurance that he would make sure the Port Harcourt refinery will begin production by December. My country people. We're very surprised though when the NLC revealed this to Nigerians, that the government has promised to make sure that the Port Harcourt refinery would begin production by December. I mean, this is really, interesting. But then, my country people, the federal government made this known the day that the NLC had their nationwide strike and protest. So, to see that the NLC now have issued a warning to our Nigerian government and Tinubu's administration that they should be well, they would embark on another strike if the NLC leaders should receive any court summon again. So they have warned Tinubu's government to withdraw the court summons against the NLC leaders because they went to stage a protest. And according to the court summons, they shouldn't have staged that protest. So they are asking, who have issued this court summon against them? They have warned Tinubu's government to withdraw the court summons on the labor leaders over some alleged contempt by the Nigerian courts. So guys, this is quite, interesting. But then the NLC have resorted to, threatening the federal government to embark on a comprehensive nationwide strike if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Nigerian government fails to withdraw the summons against the labor leaders for the nationwide mass protest over the fuel price and the school fees hike and other anti-poor policies. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.